Yo, 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 Big Kesh back up in here. We got Joe Buttons speaking on the SZA and Kendrick Lamar Metlife concert. Before we get to that, y'all make sure y'all go purchase a copy of Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset. The link is in the description. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Well, we all had a family. Well, not a family because everybody didn't go, but Mark, Freeze, Parks, and myself did go to the Kendrick and SZA show, and EPC. All went to the Kendrick and SZA show at Metlife on Friday night.
It looked like fun.
It's been all the fuss on the internet. So now we.
I told you. It's been all the fuss on the internet.
Get to hear first-hand accounts from people. What did everybody think? Let me get a recap.
Well, I even got the little tour shirt on.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I
didn't make it to the merch booth.
I had to. My wife took my jacket.
It was cold as a bitch in there.
It's my first time going to a merch booth.
That's my first life. That's my first stop every time I go somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Like I missed the first song because I was at the first. At the merch.
I was texting you right before, and then I was like, "Oh, ice is tight."
I'm online. I'm like, I heard the crowd yell, and I'm like, I told I showed you. I'm like, yo, you wanna? We only got like 7 people ahead of us. You wanna just run back in? Like, fuck it, let's just buy up our merch now. So
I ain't want to miss nothing. I missed the merch booth. I ain't want to miss the show.
We caught our shit, didn't win in.
That line was long.
When I got there, I got there a little late. Somehow I managed to get there much later than I planned. I was on the group chat, like y'all telling me songs and shit. But I thought the show, I had 2 thoughts. One, the show was amazing. I thought it was an amazing show. And also, I'm old as shit.
Oh, yeah. I'm still tired from that show.
It was a long-ass show.
Bro, they did 3 hour set.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It was long.
A 3 hour set is crazy. But my initial thought was this was art. Like it wasn't just a concert. Like you needed the visuals they had with it, the way everything went together. Like they small outfit changes, SZA flying up with the wings on with the backdrops, and they put a full production together. I loved it.
This kind of tied into my thought. I was like, these two are like, they seem like the kids that were in like the art class and like the theater class, and were like kind of nerdy. And now they're on like the biggest stage in the world doing like superstar shit. Like SZA being up there dancing like Madonna and hanging from the shit like some fucking pop star shit. I was like, look at SZA, man. Look at SZA. I wouldn't.
And then when the floors come up, they had to strap themselves. I'm like, yo, they put a lot of money into that.
I wouldn't have pictured that. I mean, I would because she's amazing and talented and beautiful and all that shit, but like she doesn't seem like the type to do that. She seems like she wants to be in her little art nerd world.
And yeah, I also like the pre-recorded. I usually don't like the pre-recorded skits; they're often corny to me. But these were actually really good. When he was like kind of in the
Deposition.
Deposition. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he was in a deposition. And at the end, by the time it ended up at the gas station, I thought that whole thing was dope. It was well done. It was well acted. It was beautiful. It was just well shot. I love the color schemes, everything. It was just beautiful. The only thing I didn't like, I thought the ending was anticlimactic. Like I thought they should have ended with Luther.
Over Gloria.
Yeah.
They not the same.
It just felt like, all right, the show is over, and it felt like they were stretching a little bit.
The show was over after Not Like Us for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That was the highlight. People started walking out. Like I had the set list, so I knew the 2 records was left, and I knew the order. But I'm just looking like, I think they wanted to send you out on like a not so turned up. That's so they lowered the energy a little bit.
Right.
My only complaint was Mad City.
I was just, we on the same page.
Bro, you can't do that to Mad City.
That flip was fire, but I was expecting like after the first verse,
He ain't going for it.
You cannot do that. It's like an R&B version of Mad City.
Yeah, they butchered that.
That flip was not fire.
I like the flip.
No, not.
I didn't like it.
That is one. He got like 3.
Anita Baker flip.
I like that shit.
That shit was absolutely fire, and it should be for sale.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at selling it. I'm talking about for the live show version. That is one of those super high energy records that rings off anytime he performs it.
I get what they were trying to do though. They were trying to.
We spoiled. That's all that is. You know, and look, the fans don't get what they want. They gotta find something to nitpick about, and that's what art is. But you're not gonna get everything you want when it comes down to art. Art is meant to take your mind somewhere else and not where you want to go, but where where the artist intended for you to go.
Let all right be the energy. So I get it, but I was like, fucking.
And
I was ready to lose my shit.
I'd rather not do the record.
No.
Like Mad.
No.
I'm just saying, Mad City is one of those songs that anytime he
It's like
performs
Smells Like Teen Spirit for me.
It'll break the venue. Like you can't strip it down and make it an R&B
but that
track.
was one of my issues.
And that's the artist that's in dot. Delayed gratification. He's building you up. He make you think we about to get hyped. Nope. It ain't time yet. It's not time. I'm telling you, bro, it's a lot of orchestration going on up in there, man.
Issues with this
Don't
show.
get what you want.
And I'll get to all of my issues later. But the contrast in energies during the back and forth set.
Yes.
So I would think that somebody had that on their mind and knew what that record did energy-wise. And you got to temper some of that shit if you're going back and forth between SZA's set, which was not as energetic as Kendrick, and then Kendrick. I wish one of them would have went out first, and then one of them would have went out second.
Yeah.
And they could determine that based on who's hot in what city. I get the whole co-headline, TDE, We're Family, art class, all that shit, y'all said theater class. That was fucking me up in there.
Me too.
That was fucking me up in there. I'm not gonna hold
Some
you.
high-low shit.
Dog, in my section where I was at, Parks was like two rows in front of us. But where we was at, me and Ian and Corey and E, the three white girls in the back of us, when SZA came on, they was jumping up word for word, knew
Facts.
every one of those songs. And when Kendrick came up, they would sit down. That's not their bag.
Right.
And then I would stand up. And we did that back and forth.
I think that was intentional.
Agreed.
I hate it.
And
I hate that.
To your energy
I
point,
absolutely hate that.
That was my tape. That was my beef about the GNX album. It's the same thing. High energy, low. Every song went like this. Like I think there's they intentionally are shaping the project, the album, the tour, so that it is a up and down. It's a roller coaster.
He talking to you. He talking to you through the vibrations, bro. You can't. You ain't about. Look, we ain't about to be hyping this out, and then you get tired of it. Nope. It's low, high, low, high. That gives it longevity. If everything was just high, and everybody just party, you're gonna get tired quick. You're gonna burn yourself out. If everything just low, you gotta have that balance. That's what, bruh. That I'm happy they brought that out. This is balance. He's bringing balance back to the game. Balance, y'all.
Because like I said, you finish not like us, and then you come back with Luther and Glory.
I'm not there for the roller coaster. I'm not there for that.
That's how you stretch.
And I'm a huge SZA fan as well. But if I come out to see one of you motherfuckers, that's the energy that I don't want to have to sit down, gather myself, go get a drink, go to the bathroom. Like, oh my Lord, they was killing me with
That's
that
where I
shit.
fucked up. I wish I would have sat down. I stood for 3 hours, dog.
Me too.
I was handicapped by the time that shit was over.
I stood.
I was sitting right on a wet seat, ass all squishy.
That's what I did.
I didn't give a fuck.
I sat down.
Squishy ass nigga.
I stood. I was in the
I stood up the whole time.
fucking
You was
riser.
in VIP.
Sir.
You can say you was in VIP.
Well, it's the riser.
Was that VIP?
He was in celebrity VIP. Yes.
But I told you. I said you would hate it here.
Yeah.
You would hate it.
I was thinking about going over there because Wave, shout out to Wave.
And then Mark was in there acting poor. I'm sorry, Park.
That's
Mark,
all right.
and then Mark was in there acting poor. Parks tried to get Mark arrested.
He really did.
Well, we were in like
He was looking out.
We were clearly in like the comp area. So
No, that ain't true. I ain't get comped. I did not get comped.
oh, salute.
We were in the comp.
There were some extra seats there, so I figured Mark and his wife could come over and hang out, and then if the people show up, then you know.
Because what happened
It's
was
always awkward.
I thought I had. We bought good seats, but then the way the stage was, it was like a back part of the stage and a front part of the stage. And we got there, he was still in the back part of the stage. So I was like, "Yo, we far as shit. I ain't pay all this money for to be that far." But then when he came around, he was right. We were like basically front row for the front of the stage. But I didn't know that, so I was texting them like, "Yo, we gotta go somewhere else." My wife was complaining. I don't care.
Well, now, my problem was when we got there, I thought I was somebody. I mean, we in
You
New
ain't
Jersey.
nobody.
Mad love from the people in the crowd.
It's Metlife.
Yeah.
Nigga, who ain't, nigga, So, hey, go drive over to the private parking lot
Hey, shout out to everybody who came up to me. Let's get it.
over there. So, where we normally park for Summer Jam, man. He said, yeah, we don't have a, hey, man, go pull up over there. Man, told us to get the fuck out of there. I rolled the window down. I said, so send him over to my side. hey, Budden, big man in the pod. I said,
Joe tried to pull up like a Don, like, yeah, everybody know me. Nah, nigga, we here for Dot, boy.
so send him over to my side. I rolled the window.
Nigga, Sergey don't watch the pod, man.
I said, hey, look.
Oh, he did watch it. He didn't give a fuck.
Look, I'm looking right at the lot. It's right there. I'm rolling one down. Headed right over there. She said, no, you're not. She said, do you have a pass? I said, no. She said, okay, so let me see your ticket. Okay, so you gonna walk mad far, and then that'll get you where you gotta go. So, all right, cool, we're in a good mood, we had a concert. Look, we just gonna get out in the rain and walk mad far. So, me, Corey, Amani, Erickson, walk.
What you did, Ish?
We
Pay.
No, you can't pay. You can't pay.
I paid and got pretty good parking.
No, you can't pay
what I did?
in that private parking lot that we talking about.
Okay.
And the handicap is not gonna get you in this parking lot that we talking about.
Okay.
Listen,
Joe,
the handicap get you right. I was right there.
I stuck my boot up in that. Ma'am, it's 500 right in that boot for you too.
And they would have directed you to Hackensack Hospital or wherever people with that boot on should be at. You wasn't getting there. But anyways, so we get out and we walk. I don't mind walking. It ain't no big deal. We walk. In the rain. Hiking it. Every door we try to get in, they was like, nah, you got to keep walking further.
Yeah.
All right, so we keep walking further. Man, we went to security guards like, yo, where do we go for this? That nigga said
The other side of the stadium.
Oh, goddamn.
that long zigzaggy line with all of the white people. Then we look, that line was ridiculous.
Oh, y'all got to roll.
I said, oh shit.
I had none of these
I said,
flaws. I walked right in.
I
I walked straight in.
Yo, why you ain't start pump?
I said,
pump.
Well, that doesn't always solve things,
I would have thought
Pump it up.
it did.
But when we saw the line, that's when I made a phone call, and we were able to be escorted with the proper treated like who the fuck we are and how we supposed to be. Appreciate you. Thank you. That was great. What's my other beef about this show? I got a few beefs about this show.
How much of it
He
did you
had
see?
a bad experiences.
Yeah, word. I had a blast.
Whoa. I don't know where you can ever.
No, I'm just saying, like, before you got there, all that shit y'all went through.
The seats are amazing too. We was right
It's a
there.
walk. We can walk.
Shit.
But anyway, once we got in there, we was good. The seats were great.
Seats are amazing.
The wristbands alleviated all of those workers because there was a lot of people working. There was a lot of security there.
Yeah, it
It was a lot of security.
The horses, the horse cops, all that shit.
Nigga, they had the dudes out there with the AR-15s on them.
No, there was a lot of
They wasn't
security.
playing.
Security that day looked like that meeting they had before this morning. Strict instructions. We not playing with none of y'all.
Nothing.
And I totally understand that with stars as big as Kendrick and SZA.
Soon as they got off stage, they
Hey, look, these people think y'all know who I'm talking about. When they get to Toronto, they really think that they gonna be going there starting a fuss. These people got ARs. They trained. They not playing with y'all little boys, man. They not playing with y'all. Don't come up there starting nothing. I'm telling you. Don't do it. Don't do it.
they threw them in the SUVs, police escort, straight out.
My second beef, internet. We could put the who sold out and who didn't sell out seats debate to rest.
Yeah.
That one is not important. Trust me. It's not. It's with the amount of people that came out to see them people.
Yeah.
2 nights in a row.
Facts.
2 nights in a row. That's night 2.
Back-to-back nights.
And the mall.
Huh?
And the mall.
Oh, and the mall pop-up.
SZA did the mall pop-up and shut the whole, all 3 or 4 floors shut down.
I'm just saying, it's a lot. 50,000 people, 55,000 people is a lot of people for y'all to talk about the 2,000 people that.
Nigga, 45,000. It don't matter.
Yeah.
If you got 48,000 people in a 60,000 people venue, my nigga, shut the fuck up.
Especially
That was a stadium
Like,
that was
I don't care
packed
what you
and
talking
everybody
about.
singing
Yeah,
word for word.
I don't care what you
Yo,
talking
and that's what it looked like. It was crazy. It wasn't a lot of empty seats.
Some little kids in there singing. I was like, oh shit.
Which led to
The
what I
security
did.
guards was singing.
Right. Which led to what I did next, which was pocket watch. So now, as I'm watching the show,
Look, he counting rolls and stuff.
I'm here looking at the production. I'm counting the dancers.
Oh yeah.
Yo, shout out to the dancers.
They were gorgeous too.
Shout out to the dancers. They were
And the females had on Air Maxes too.
all of them.
I loved Kendrick's because they had there were a lot of beautiful dark skinned dancers too, which I thought was really
Yeah, I
dope.
like
Yeah, they
that.
had a lot of dochis.
Yeah. Yes.
It was a lot. It was like they had a dochi factory.
That's what it looked like.
Every dancer looked like dochi.
Yeah.
It was dope.
That's fire.
It was dope.
That was fire. Yeah, shout out to the dancers. Damn, what the fuck was I just talking about?
You're talking about the budget.
Pocket watch.
Oh yeah, pocket watching. Yo, dog, man, this little motherfucker, these two going back and forth under the
little elevator
stage,
shit, yeah.
over the stage. Ooh, okay, now the GNX is drinking. Ooh, it's going down. Ooh, it's coming up. All right, now let's get the dancers come out. Wah, 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 wah. All right, now we playing a movie. Yo, these niggas are making a killing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Making an
Yeah.
It looked like like it was hanging from
They're
the
making
windshield.
an absolute killing up there.
And I gotta say, yo, the performance of all the stars
That was fire.
with the lights and shit.
That
shining
was
up in the
fire.
sky,
That was fire.
That was fire.
And they're on the risers and shit.
Yeah.
That shit was fire.
with all the pyro. Yeah, that might have been that and Euphoria were my highlights.
The pyro was the best part because it got warm for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, because it was a little brick. It was a little
Yeah,
brick
yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Shit, brick is not fair.
It was a little
cold.
brick out there. Yeah, that pyro.
Hey, when they blow that fire up off the stage, you feel that heat. Cause it was kind of, yeah, I get cold quick. I don't know if it's because I don't know. I probably got low iron or something like that. But I get cold quick. And when that joint blew up, that joint felt good.
Roll that little 3 seconds. Like, ooh, yes. they need to turn that on. See, but that was in my pocket watching because I'm like, it costs to keep cutting that on. So,
And it went off quite a few times.
Quite a few times.
Yeah.
so then as I'm watching these niggas go under the stage, over the stage, under the stage, over the stage, I'm like, yo, he's shorter than I thought.
Don't do that. Don't do that, bruh. See, I gotta cut this off. See, this now people are starting to violate. I don't like that. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You know how many times I went to take my phone out and tape and lost him? Yo, I'm like, yo, where is this little motherfucker at? And he got the nerve to be standing in the back sometimes talking about some.
No. When you do the crouch down, like you already we can't see you, dog.
Yo, dog. He is tinier than I thought.
Yes. He looked like 5'6", 5'5", 5'6".
That's generous.
Nah, he's probably somewhere around there.
He about your height, Mark.
5'7", maybe.
I'm
That's
taller than you, nigga.
hilarious.
I'm taller than you,
He's
nigga.
not respectfully Mob Deep short.
He 5'7".
But that stage was humongous. The stage was swallowing him. Pause.
Yeah, it was.
In my opinion.
They're the big fucking stage.
Yeah, I was
That
losing.
stage was huge.
Yeah. The big U, it was like a big U or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Big circle, however it was
Yeah,
shaped.
when you hit them far corners, I couldn't find the beat there.
Yeah.
And then the whole time, as I'm sitting there, I was having a blast. I'm like, okay, SZA on her earthy shit. She on her, you know that vibe.
She in the
And
woods
she's giving me
somewhere.
that for about 90 minutes. Cool. I enjoy that. Man, then she came out and started riding a grasshopper. I'm like, okay.
There's a lot of bugs. There's a lot of bug energy.
And then now I got to watch the dude grasshoppers behind her.
Now the praying mantises.
He back there talking
I was
about
high, so I was enjoying the shit. I was off the animal. Those are my dogs.
Yo, if you was at that show high, that grasshopper shit was a trip.
You did some shroom shit. Yo, what? I was loving them motherfuckers.
Yo, the nigga next to me was like, dog, if that grasshopper has a steering wheel and she starts driving that bitch, I'm leaving.
Yes, she did. She rode that shit like a motorcycle.
Yo, SZA has to stop.
Nah, it was amazing.
No.
You're
That goes back to the art class
But
shit.
you're not a grasshopper. Get on. Yo, if I was a stage handler or somebody responsible for the, oh my lord. So the grasshopper thing was funny. The dude grasshopper doing this behind. That was hilarious. What else was hilarious? What else was hilarious there? For me, I enjoyed the set. I enjoyed the set.
I love the set.
I love the set.
I left early now too.
Nigga,
Now,
yeah.
Once the Playboy Cardi shit came on, you right.
Yo, when he told me when he left, I'm looking at the set list. I'm like, bro, you missed. He's like, no, that was towards the end. I'm like, Joe,
Yeah, you
I
missed a
must,
bunch of shit.
I must have counted about 15 records.
But
You be thinking you at the end. You're not at the end. You are not at the end. I'm telling you. You got to ride the whole joint out. Pause.
they also made that show a lot longer than I think it needed to be.
Agreed. Agree with that part.
They started at 8:15 on the dot.
Yeah.
And I want to shout out all you bitch ass niggas out there that went to shows in other cities and then told me, no, you gotta go for Mustard. You gotta be there for Mustard. So you know what I did? I showed up and saw Mustard. Mustard ain't do shit. Niggas stood up there and played some Mustard records. Nigga, I got them songs.
I was in the park.
He said,
Look, I missed Mustard.
Nah, Mustard did his thing. Mustard did his thing.
I was there before all
Nah,
y'all.
I ain't gonna let you front on Mustard like that. Mustard did his thing. Y'all put in the comment section if Mustard did his thing. I say he did his thing. Joe bugging.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was there, but I was waiting for Rem. You know,
we was at the mall first.
I do.
We went to the American Dream and then went.
Both of y'all was waiting for y'all.
I was mad as shit. I got the babysitter. We left here early, which is a miracle. I drove from Edgewater back to my crib, 45-minute drive, got dressed, got the babysitter, fed the baby, came out. She's like, I just don't know. So I was like, all right, baby, Not Like Us. I thought Not Like Us was going to be the last song.
A lot of people did.
Uber said 2 minutes. I said, so when the song starts, I'm going to call the Uber and then we'll walk to the parking lot. She's like, well, let's just wait for one more song. Then Luther came on. I was like, everybody's going to leave when Luther comes on. She said, well, let's just see. Then she heard another song. I was like, no, we out. So now that 2 minutes turned to 82 minutes. I'm not exaggerating.
Dang.
God.
So she said, Mark, didn't you say Joe came with some friends? Let's just ride back with Joe. I said, I promise you, Joe Budden is not in the stadium right now. There's a better chance that Joe is home right now.
That is a fact.
You know the crazy part? I stayed to the absolute end. I was and drove. Walked out. I was in my house within 30 minutes.
same. I
didn't hit a
I should've
lick of
drove.
traffic.
I got super lucky when I came in. There was a long ass line for the parking. They kept trying to, keep it moving. I just saw homeboy like, yo, gotta get in there. He's like, you sure can. Pull right in there.
I got to Charlotte like 4 hours earlier. I was walking around the city and all that. When it was time to go, I was sitting in the car. It was raining. I was good all the way around. Ain't had no trouble with no parking. I parked right next to the stadium. I ain't had no trouble with nothing.
They're like one of the first lots, right when you pull in the little
They
shit.
gave me an email and was like, yo, if to get past this, go to this window, so park here. So I'm like, all right, bet. I drove all the way around till I found that parking lot. Hung my joint up there, and
I ain't know no better. My dumb ass took Uber. The Uber lot was like, it was the worst choice a human being could ever make.
I'm so bad.
Me, if I go somewhere I've never been to, I gotta scope it. I gotta scope out the whole area. I gotta ride down the street. I gotta get a nice map in the back of my head. I don't rely on Google Maps, none of that. I gotta get a nice scope. Okay, where this store at? Okay, it's a store. All right, boy, I gotta know where everything at. I'm riding around the city 2 hours prior, boy.
So instead of being out there first, I'm staying at the last in Gen Pop, no disrespect, but having to talk to every black person who walked by on a week where more black people saw me probably than they had in a couple of years. It was so frustrating. I eventually just went in the bathroom and waited.
Dang.
That's it.
In the store.
You scared of
I
people.
was just in the store.
It's going to sound like a shot. It's not. With all due respect, Mark, do you know how to be hot?
I don't like to be. I like to stay out the way.
Bullshit. Carry on.
Yeah, thank you.
Some people don't like to be in some people don't want the spotlight. Everybody don't want the spotlight. Everybody don't want to be seen.
No, I'm talking about shit. Dead ass. I just wanted to go to the show, sneak out, get in the car, and go home without talking to anybody.
Mark, it's like
Without
any level of disguise?
If that was your plan,
you'd have had a hoodie
Like no
on.
hat,
if
exactly.
that was your plan, then at no point should you have been in the Uber section of Metlife.
Do you know that the Joe Budden podcast is pretty popular in New Jersey?
No, I get. That's why I
Strangely.
wanted.
Shout out to everybody
That's why I
that-
wanted to leave.
Salute for sure.
A lot of people.
Y'all should be sitting
That's
this-
my beef with the
Took
rest
a
of
lot of
them. They
pictures.
just have no idea. They just be like, I was in the Uber section, me and my wife.
Y'all should tell. When next time y'all see my wife, tell her this.
Just waiting.
This is why I wanted to leave with Not Like Us. so that everybody was still in the stadium, so that I wouldn't have to pass anybody. If we had left when I wanted to leave, I wouldn't have seen anybody. But by the time we left, everybody was walking out, and then I got stuck.
Dog, I was looking around that stadium, seeing all those people and the lights with their phones out, and all I could think to myself was, one, this is beautiful. And outside, it was a beautiful night. Like, it was a nice night.
So the weather held up.
Yeah, it didn't rain. Didn't rain on me.
Cold's a bitch, bro.
Coldest.
And two,
That sweatsuit on.
I just couldn't imagine being on Route 3, leaving at the same time as all of these people. So I'm like, yo, dog, if he just would play like that, I could be on my way. And as soon as I said that at around 9:50, white bitches sat down, I stood up.
You got your joint because Euphoria was early. You wanted that.
Euphoria was early.
Because you was like, I need
Yo,
Euphoria.
if I wasn't there with these niggas, I really could have left in 20 minutes.
You said, you was like, yo, long as I get Euphoria, I'm like, Joe, that's dumb early.
I could have left in 20 minutes.
good.
I'm cool. Yo, because what I noticed too, and I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. Like, they in tour mode now. So I'm looking at Kendrick be in tour mode too. Like, preserve some energy, for sure. Just walk a little differently. Like, it wasn't pop-out energy. Like,
Oh, nah.
Not at all.
Not at all.
So,
and I feel him because just being a spectator, I was exhausted. So I can't imagine being up there.
3 hour And show, bro.
and you just
And not
did the
just that.
pop-up. I know this tour life.
Not just that, different like the pop-up stage, even though it was a big stage, it ain't have that whole.
That stage was something different right there. It's a whole, I guess it kind of helped because you're moving. I think if I was doing a whole lot of walking, I wouldn't be stiff because you know when you stiff, you just sitting there. That's when everything tense up. But if you walking around, it's a little bit better.
It was
Half you walk all the way over there to come
I
out
was
to
at
the-
both. It was not even close.
Yeah.
That was an arena show. This is a stadium, and it is very fucking different.
That was a big ass stage. They were
Very
walking.
different.
Like over to the part where you was at.
Hell yeah.
Them little
That was like a workout.
pathways.
Not just that, yo, you got another show and another show.
Yeah,
and
you just
another
did this
show.
last night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dog. Like that shit.
You
is
got to save your voice, though.
got to.
Like at some point, I wasn't even mad at when SZA wasn't singing and it was the TV track. I'm like, yeah.
She was doing
a
all
singer.
types of shit. I was that again back
did
to
a
my
lot.
impressiveness with her. Like she was like doing some fucking yoga, kind of stretching out, laying back, and still singing. And then she
I said that too. That's hard. When you hit a certain age, you get on your knees and lay all the way back and your back hit the floor and your knees bent. That's hard at a certain age. Try it. I want you to try it.
that's what they had an after
was.
party.
But when like that,
She did some other.
when like that went off, I think DNA come on. I was like, ooh, a
DNA
treat.
was next.
I'll stay for DNA. It's like an encore for me. And then after DNA, we walked to the fucking back where our little bands, because we had to work a band.
Yeah.
So we walked to the back, but by now the show was in effect, so they acting funny.
Yeah.
You can't go back this way without an escort. I said, all right, escort us. Like, no, you need an escort. Listen, we got these bands that say we can go wherever the fuck we want, and I'm famous, and I'm not walking that way. So you either going to escort us, or I don't know, but I'm going that way. It's like, I'll escort you guys.
Like, I know you will.
We got the fuck out of there, so pulled up in a timely fashion. I felt like Ice Cube today was a good day. When
how I felt when I
so
left.
pulled up in a timely fashion. We hopped on that 3. It wasn't a car in sight. That was like that Ice Cube triple-double. Nigga, I was home in a heartbeat.
I think that everybody must have took the Ubers because I had no problem with traffic.
I did.
Everybody
and I
was
stayed
in the
to
Uber
the
lot.
end, bro. Like,
Me too. Well,
I'm
I
like-
walked out of Gloria.
and I was like, yo, it's no traffic. Bet. And we was home.
Also, I mean, I gotta say, during the mustard set, shout out to the white, young male and female TikTokers I saw that was dancing to all the mustard songs and self-editing out of the song. That shit take concentration. There was a few times I would have slipped up. Dog, that white nigga was doing a dance to my nigga and didn't do nigga. I was like, oh shit, he killing that shit. So shout out to the white TikTokers, self-editing. Y'all was killing that shit. Yeah, and I don't have nothing else to say about the show. I had a great time.
Yeah,
shout out to Kendrick.
Great shit.
I'm glad I got to do both the pop-up experience or pop-out experience and the stadium tour experience.
Yeah, I'm hating.
Yeah.
I do kind of wish. Yeah, I do wish I would have went to the pop out though.
But I've seen that pop-up show so many times.
I watched that
didn't
shit
got that shit
regularly.
memorized.
I got the file.
It's one
I
of the
just
better
watch it
shows
every
I've
now and
seen.
then. It is.
It was amazing.
That one in the Paris show.
That shit,
he did.
yeah, that shit was
the
different.
Paris show that he did for the Mr. Morale.
That shit was crazy.
They were both
that
super
is
fire in different
something
ways.
different.
The SZA thing I loved because my wife is a huge SZA fan. She loves Kendrick too, but like it was a great date show.
Yep.
Yes.
And had it been 10 degrees warmer out, it would have been
perfect.
a greater date show.
And that's why I like them doing the back and forth. Because, like I said, let's say SZA comes out first, does her records. The women that were really just there for her, they bored now.
Right.
So it gave everybody, it kept everybody engaged all show. They did like 6.
Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. And what show did you go to? And what show are you going to? Are you even going to a show? If you're not, you please consider going to. You're not going to want to miss this. This is going down in history. This is a very, very historical event that you do not want to miss. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the video and the discussion that they had on JBP podcast. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.